troop eternal. I have nothing but praise for my own scouting days, and I treasure the memories I made. I've been to the summit and learned a lot from it, or the high peaks of Philmont I've strayed. I've had trips overseas, been to world jamborees, even paddled around Northern Tier. And the Florida Sea Base is a mighty fine place, but the best camp is not far from here. Now, a scout camp, they say, has its own special way of securing a place in your heart, so that whether you stay for a week or a day, you will always be sad to depart. There's a certain mystique that makes my camp unique, that calls every true scout to remain. And if you only knew everything that I do, then it wouldn't be hard to explain. I came by this knowledge when I was in college, and I worked on the summer camp staff. I was just a lifeguard, and we worked really hard, though we always shared many a laugh. We were known to play pranks on the wide river's banks, a fact that no one should find shocking. So I thought it a joke when at midnight I woke and overheard somebody talking. I got up feeling cross, then discovered my boss, who was pleading with some of the guys. Out of panic or fear, they were packing their gear and intending to leave at sunrise. The Scoutcraft director claimed he'd seen a specter when he went on a hike to Outpost. So back home they would move unless someone could prove that our camp wasn't haunted by ghosts. I walked up to the group to remind them my troop was planning to check in that morning, and they'd have to admit that they couldn't just quit without giving us any warning. When they heard me complain, they agreed to remain, but only on one big condition, that I'd spend the whole night at our outpost campsite to prove there was no apparition. As I went back to bed, the main thought in my head was that this was a bunch of nonsense, but others' reactions proved quite a distraction, for my plan left the staff feeling tense. I was not much amused when they firmly refused to join me on my expedition. Everyone at the pool told me I was a fool and said I should cancel my mission. The response that I gave was that scouts must be brave, yes, even if facing a spirit. So I do my utmost to remain at Outpost, to show they had no cause to fear it. That's why later that night, with a map and flashlight, I set out for my destination. Although I was alone, I would face the unknown, awaiting me at that location. I crossed over a creek, then I hiked to the peak of the mountain where I would be staying. In the distance below, I saw campfires glow, and I heard the last bugle call playing. It was so peaceful there in the cool evening air. When I sat down to take a short break, neither coyote's howl nor the screech of an owl could do much to keep me awake. So I slept for a time till I heard my watch chime, and I noticed the air had grown warm. I was startled to see an old man approach me who was wearing a scout uniform. And then I took note. The old man seemed to float. His eyes were abnormally gleaming. Though the moonlight was dim, I could see right through him, and fervently hoped I was dreaming. The scene I was facing had set my heart racing, and I thought about running away. I was covered with sweat, but the ghost made no threat, so I sat still and started to pray. After some moments passed, I courageously asked if the ghost had a message to share. He smiled politely and nodded so slightly, then proceeded these words to declare. I camped here long ago, and I want you to know a truth that will leave you astounded. Though I'm dead, I'm not gone, for Scout's spirit lives on, and in heaven a troop has been founded. Greenbar Bill's in my crew, good old Daniel Beard too, and we've Lord Baden-Powell, the Scout Master. We all watch over you to ensure you stay true and protect you from any disaster. Then the spirit went mute as he snapped a salute, and then slowly he faded from vision. Then my eyes must have closed, for I peacefully dozed until after the sun had arisen. My heart quickened with glee when I heard reveille as I raced back to make my report. And once I had declared there's no cause to be scared, then those planning to quit lost support. Now I hadn't come clean about all I had seen. The truth became my little secret. And in all the years since, no one else caught a glimpse of the ghost that I'll never forget. I confess it might seem it was only a dream or a figment of my imagination. but I can't help but feel that what I saw was real, and from that I take great consolation. Let's take comfort, my friends, to know when this life ends, that another adventure awaits. We should do what is right, since old scouters just might all be watching us from heaven's gates. I'll make all of them proud when I say this aloud, and I hope that you'll share my conviction. We should build on our past to do great things that last, and hold true to our scouting tradition.